'twas a tough month. Hi, I'm Libby, and today we are going to be balancing my bookshelves for February. What this means is I'm basically telling you what my physical TBR starting number is, the books that I read for the month, and what number we end up with at the end of the month. February was tough. I was sick for like more than half of the month, and then we had quite a lot of snow days, so I wasn't in school for like a full week for most of February, which would mean I get to read more, but because I was sick for pretty much all of those snow days, I just slept a lot and then like watched movies and TV shows because my brain couldn't comprehend reading words. So didn't get to read too much, so let's see how we did. We are starting the month with 39. That's what we ended January with. For the full year, we started at like 42 or something. I can't even remember. We were starting February with 39 physical books on my TBR. And the first book that we read was a physical book that I own. Is Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. This was a buddy read with one of my girls from book club with Kaylee. It's also one of my 25 and 25 for that goal. So already knocking off quite a few things. So that puts us down to 38 books on the physical TBR. Then I read Ella Minnow P, and that was such a good book. I absolutely loved it. I had not one but two of my students come up and tell me that I should read this book because they thought I would really like it, and I did. I loved it. However, this was a library ebook, so no change in the TBR. We're still at 38, but it was still really good. And then I read Girl from the Sea, which is a graphic novel. Really cute. I did really like this one. I wanted a little bit more to it, but it was still pretty cute, and it's one I'd been wanting to read for a while. However, again, it was another library ebook, so no change. So we're still at 38. Then I read another buddy read, and it was Sorcery and Small Magics, and I absolutely loved this book. I buddy read this with another girl from book club with Megan, and we both adored this book. Both of us got it Fairy Loot edition, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And oh my gosh, it is so good. So this was one of my 25 and 25 as well as one of my Fairy Loot books, so knocked off both of those. And that brings us down to 37. All right, doing good. And then I read Late Bloomer. It was fine. It was okay book. I listened to it, so it was an audiobook, so not physical, and it was also from the library, so no change there. So we're still at 37. And that's everything I read in February. That's it. Yeah, not a lot. I did do a lot of other reading. I just didn't finish any more books in February. So we only read physically 2 books. However, both of those books are for my physical TBR, and I bought no books. I didn't buy a single book in February. I would typically have at least one book that I buy and that is physically brought to me, which would be my Fairy Loot monthly subscription. However, I only count it when it physically comes to me in the mail, and it did not arrive in the month of February, probably because it's a shorter month, and so it'll be here sometime in March. No books added to the TBR this month, which is great. So that does mean that our total at the end of the month is 37. Even though we didn't read a lot, we still decreased our amount, which is great. So now, like I did with my January video, I'm gonna go over what I'm currently reading as well and my plans for the next month for March. So currently reading on my Kindle, which is super cute with my little calcifer here. On my Kindle, I'm currently reading 2 books. I'm still finishing last month's book club book. I did not finish it. It was a rough month, like I said. So I'm still reading Slewfoot. I'm about like 70-ish% through, so I'm almost done. And then I'm also reading the second book in this series, Daughter of the Siren Queen. And I'm about halfway done with that one, and I really like it. But I'm trying to finish Slewfoot before I really just tackle the rest of that book, so it's kind of going slowly. I am continuing my buddy read with another book club girl, Caroline, Not for the Faint of Heart. I wanted to finish it in February. That just was not going to happen, and we were hoping we can finish it in March because I'm gonna be way too busy in April to try to do a buddy read. But we're a good part of the way through here. That's about halfway done. And then I am still reading Out for Blood. have not gotten that much further since last time I showed you, probably in January, because I have Carrie rehearsals every single day. I don't really want to read more about Carrie because I feel like I'm in Carrie land just constantly at rehearsal. So that's probably why I will finish this, because it is on my 25 and 25 and I do want to finish it for this year because I do think it's interesting. It's just kind of been in a lull for me right now. So that is 4 books I'm currently reading. I am actually also reading a 5th book. I'm going a little crazy right now with how many books I'm currently reading. And the 5th book is an audiobook I'm listening to from the library, and that is Nothing Like the Movies, which is the sequel to Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. And I absolutely loved Better Than the Movies, and I'm really, really liking the sequel. It is so interesting. The first book, it was all Lizzie's perspective, and now we get Liz and Wes's perspective, which I really, really love. And I'm about like 30-something% done with that. That one's going by pretty fast and I really, really like it. So that will be done pretty soon, and then I'll probably want to get a trophy for that. Who knows when that trophy will be? Probably not going to add to the physical TBR at the moment while I'm still reading it. It'll be just a book that I get after I've read it. And then my plans for this next month, for March, I'm trying not to go too crazy because I am in the thick of Carrie rehearsals, and then April's probably going to be same situation. We're finishing up putting on this musical, so probably gonna be pretty light plans for that month. But I do have spring break in April, so that might help a little bit. My plans are to finish this buddy read with Caroline, finish that for this month, finish the book club book from last month, Slewfoot, as well as the book club book for this month, which it is Megan's birthday month, so she got to pick, and she picked another nonfiction book, and it is Burnout. I can't remember who it's from. I'll put it here, Burnout, and it's about how burnout and the stress cycle, especially in women, a little relevant for me right now. I don't own it physically. I did get it on Audible with a free credit, so I'll be able to listen to it and get that done hopefully pretty easily. I really also want to get back to Percy Jackson. I said that last month that I would get to the 3rd Percy Jackson book this month, and that just did not happen. I'm hoping I can do that this month. I do want to kind of participate in some middle grade March. There's a TikToker that I follow, Meet Me in the Media Center, and I absolutely love her content, and she is a librarian at a middle school, so I see a lot of like middle school books, and I really like it. I really like seeing some of those books, so I want to do, there's a couple that I've added onto my TBR, and so I'm hoping I can maybe get those done, as well as focusing on some Percy Jackson to get done. But who knows? Who knows what the month of March actually holds for me. I have barely any time. There's no off days. It's all full weeks, and then all of my Saturdays are rehearsals. So the only days that I really get to myself are Sundays, and at that point, my brain doesn't really want to work to read. So we'll see what happens. Let me know down below, how did your February go and how is your March going so far? Let me know down below in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you with the next one.